Welcome to View's low voltage training videos. The overarching goal is to illustrate some key highlights for installing View's product line. You must become familiar with shipping labels, product item numbers, packing slips, interconnect drawings in its entirety, and the bill of materials, which is located on the interconnect drawings. Chapter 1. Reading and Understanding Interconnect Drawings. The View System Design Team will provide preliminary interconnect drawings for review and final approval. These drawings need to be reviewed by the low voltage contractor, glazing contractor, general contractor, and the architect. Low voltage contractor and the glazing contractor are responsible for reviewing all cable lengths and providing feedback to the View PM. Service loops should not exceed 3 to 5 feet. After the preliminary interconnect drawings are approved, View will complete a final production version of the interconnect drawings with the actual bill of materials. The title block on the front page of the interconnect drawings will show production with the date. After you receive, review, and approve the final interconnect drawings, the View controls will be shipped per the terms and conditions on your purchase agreement. Always make sure that you have the most up-to-date version of the View interconnect drawings. See revision number on the lower right-hand margin of the first page. When in doubt, call your View project manager. The cover page of the interconnect includes the sheet index, project scope, revision summary, and general notes. Be sure to review the general notes section to ensure installation standards and workmanship compliance. On this page, you will find symbols, legends, and abbreviations for the View interconnect drawings. It is important to review and become familiar with this information. Contact your View PM with any questions. This drawing shows the connectivity of the View network. This includes connections to the View Master Control Panel, sub-control panels, Sky Sensor, and the customer's network. The control panel bulkhead map indicates the locations for trunk lines, power insert lines, Ethernet ports, and fiber ports. The one-line diagram is an overview that identifies patterns, trunk lines, and power insert cables. Trunk lines are in green and power inserts are in red. Overall building layout shows the location of control panels, trunk lines, and facades that include view glass. This is a plan view layout by floor number. Trunk layout indicates trunk lengths, cable paths, and terminator locations. It also shows IGU cables at each IGU. This drawing shows the location of the View Sky Sensor located on the roof of the building. It must be mounted at least 2 feet above the highest obstruction on the roof. The Sky Sensor must be a 360-degree unobstructed view of the horizon. Ensure mounting height is not obscured based on average snowfall accumulation. Mount must be bonded to building ground. Verify mounting location with architect or building owner. The Sky Sensor requires POE. Refer to the installation guide for details. This drawing shows the cable path for the trunk line, power insert connection points, the window ID numbers and window control numbers, and the location for all smart window connectors. This drawing shows how to build patterns. For example, for pattern 1, you will build this 9 times, as indicated by the term thus 9 in detail 1. In detail 2, you can see the location of T-connectors, 1 dB8, drop cables, window controllers, and IGU cables, as well as the configuration of view glass in the facade, looking from the outside of the building inward. This drawing shows the connections, power requirements, and dimensions of the cell modem enclosure. The cell modem does not ship with a power cord. This page provides details of View Sky Sensor, including installation and network requirements. This drawing shows physical dimensions of the View control panel service area access. The View pull box is available upon request. It attaches to the top of the View control panel, and it provides protection to the cables. Also showing are details of the bulkhead connector layout. The bill of materials shows all parts shipped by View. More specifically, it shows parts plus some spare parts shipped to the LVE and/or Glazier. Shipping address is determined by View's trade partners and customer. After you've reconciled a complete inventory of the bill of materials, make sure you approve through DocuSign within 1 week. If there are any discrepancies, contact the View PM ASAP. This drawing shows zone numbers, mark IDs, IGU numbers, glass dimensions including square footage, window control numbers, window controller ID numbers, and trunk ID numbers. This information will be used by View personnel. This drawing shows typical interconnect diagrams showing basic connections from trunk line to IGU. Note, maximum length for IGU cable is 100 feet. This drawing shows the physical dimensions of the window controllers, control cables, and connectors. This drawing shows how to terminate power insert cables and trunk cables in the field. All other control cables provided by View shipped from the factory are pre-terminated. This drawing also includes connector dimensions and part numbers of all cable lengths. This drawing shows the proper way to label View IGU cables, power insert cables, and trunk cables. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 2: Symbols, Legends, and Abbreviations. In the top left corner of this page, you will find the View reference symbols legend. In the key code section, you will find the numbering system for the View window controllers and the View IGUs. In the interconnect abbreviations, you will find the abbreviations for the View equipment and other important information. In the installation general notes section, you will find important information regarding the View cables, connectors, and labeling requirements. In the interconnect symbols legend, you will find all the symbols for the View cables and connectors. The trunk line is a green dashed line as shown here. You will also find the cable length symbol and basic description. The power insert cable is a dashed red line as shown here. You will also find the symbol and basic description. The control panels are identified using a numbering system based on the location on each floor of the building. The enterprise server is used on larger projects that exceed 2,000 zones. The drop cables are identified as a solid black line on the interconnect drawing. You will also find the cable length symbol and basic description. The IGU cables are identified as dashed and solid pink lines on the interconnect drawing. You will also find the cable length symbol and basic description. The trunk T symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Y connector symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Y connectors are available in female and male connectors. The trunk 90-degree elbow symbol is shown here along with basic description. The trunk terminator symbol is shown here along with basic description. The power insert T symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Power Insert Y symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Window Controller symbol is shown here along with basic description. The networking symbols are shown here along with basic descriptions. The DB8 symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Sky Sensor symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Sliding Operable symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Spring Conduit symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Concealed Transfer Operable symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Armored Door Loop symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Wireless Access Point symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Remote Power Insert Box symbol is shown here along with basic description. The Cell Modem symbol is shown here along with basic description. Here is a look at many of the cables and connectors that you will be working with while installing View Glass and controls. Thank you for watching View's LVE training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Controls, inventory, reconciliation, and organization. This video will show you the best practice for receiving the View control system and preparing for the job site. A forklift and dock area are required for standard shipments. Any damage to the shipment should be noted at time of delivery and communicated to View PM ASAP. Before you begin, make sure you receive the most current interconnect drawings from the View project manager. Go to the Bill of Materials page of the interconnect drawings, which start at XG 6.01. Make sure you locate all packing slips for the entire Bill of Materials order. If all is reconciled, sign off on the View Bill of Materials, located at the bottom right corner. If you find any discrepancies, contact the View PM within 10 days of receiving shipment. Repack all boxes and store in a dry, safe, and secure space until project is ready for installation. You can also do prefab work in your shop before sending the equipment to the job site. Please see our training video called Prefabrication Made Easy. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's LVE training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 4. Installing a control panel. The View control panel houses the control components and power source that are responsible for the operation of the View system. In order to mount the box, identify all control panel locations using the interconnect drawings by referencing the overall building layout and control panel details. It is imperative to take measurements according to the interconnect drawings. Installer attaches the control panel at the specified location, as indicated on the interconnect drawings. Open the control panel door and verify the internal circuit breaker labeled CB1 is turned off. Follow all OSHA lockout-tagout procedures when installing power. A dedicated 20-amp circuit is required. Do not share ground or neutral. The 1/2-inch knockout is located at the top of the View control panel. Remove the protective panel to access the terminal block. Terminate the line, neutral, and ground inside of the control panel. Line connects to CB1. Neutral connects to TB1. Ground connects to chassis ground lug. After running power, verify there are no shorts between line and neutral, and between line and ground. Verify a reading of 120 to 240 VAC between the line side of CB1 and neutral. Reinstall the protective panel covering. Turn on CB1 and close the control panel door. Energize the control panel and verify the green light is on at the front of the control panel. After confirming that the control panel is wired correctly, de-energize the control panel, open the front door, and turn off CB1. The control panel remains off until View Field Service Engineer arrives for final commissioning of the system. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 5. Installing a pull box. The View pull box is a single-door wall-mounted enclosure that provides a protected connection area where cables from a View control panel enter a building's cable conduit system. Here is the material provided by View. Using the interconnect drawings, verify that a pull box is on the bill of materials. If not, the pull box has not been designed into this project. If you are using conduit sleeves, punch out the appropriate size holes on the top of the pull box. Mount the pull box on top of the View control panel using 2 bolts. There must be sufficient clearance above the pull box for conduit as needed. Use conduit sleeves to protect View cabling. After completion of the installation, be sure to close the latch door. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 6. Trunk line, T's, Y's, and DB8 connectors. This video will guide you through the process of installing View cables and connectors, starting with the trunk cable that provides both power and communication to the View system. Note that the male end of the trunk cable always goes toward the control panel. Refer to the interconnect drawings to identify the symbols for the trunk T connector, trunk Y connector, or 8-port drop box. Each trunk cable has a designated connection point at the top of the View control panel. Refer to the interconnect drawings for the correct connection point at the top of the control panel and the correct cable lengths. The trunk cable is identified on the interconnect drawings as a dashed green line. Also, note the directional labels on the ends of the trunk cable. Male end of the trunk cable will connect to the top of the control panel. Hand tighten only. No tools necessary. Identify the first trunk segment that connects to the control panel. You will find this information on the trunk layout floor plan on the View interconnect drawings. After you have installed the first trunk cable segment, install the next part called out on the interconnect drawings. Install your first T connector. Next, install a trunk segment. Next, install Y connector. Next, install another trunk segment. Next, install an 8-port drop box. Mount the drop box and connect the trunk segment to the male connector. At the end of every trunk line, the installer must connect a terminator. Installer must terminate all unused trunk line connections on top of the control panel using View terminators. The Y connector keeps the drop cable and trunk line parallel. You will find this useful when installing our cables in a small cable tray. The T-connector creates a 90-degree angle between the drop cable and the trunk line. The 8-port drop box allows you to connect 8 drop cables to one distribution box. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low-voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 7. 8-port drop box. The 8-port drop box is a network distribution component used to connect multiple drop cables to a trunk line. We call this the DB8. Refer to the interconnect drawings to identify the symbol for the DB8. Install 4 screws in the 4 corners in the desired location. Next step, connect trunk cables to the male and female connection points on the DB8. Connect drop cables to the DB8. These are keyed connectors. Do not misalign. Hand tight only, no tools required. For all unused ports, be sure to install the black dust caps provided by View. Attach appropriate number of window controllers to the previously installed drop cables. Be sure to verify window controller number before installation. These are keyed connectors. Do not misalign. Hand tighten only. No tools required. Attach the correct IGU cable to the window controller. Make sure window controller number matches the label on the IGU cable installed by the glazier. These are key connectors. Do not misalign. Hand tighten only. No tools required. Ensure all IGU cables are labeled with window controller number and tested sticker. Sometimes you will be required to install View controls in an equipment room. Here is a good illustration of how that would look. Here's a look at the finished product. This is a sample of installing the DB8. For other mounting options, refer to the Best Known Methods video. Thank you for watching View's low-voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 8. Installing IGU cables. The IGU cable connects each insulated glass unit to a window controller. One end is connected to the IGU Smart Window Connector coming out of the IGU, and the other end is connected to the window controller. Here is the material provided by View. IGU cables can be shipped in plenum or non-plenum rating. The IGU cables are available in a variety of lengths up to 100 feet. These cables have a bend radius limitation that is specified in the View datasheet. All IGU cables have labeling at each end, which identifies the cable length and part number. All male connectors will always point toward the control panel. These are keyed connectors. Make sure they are properly aligned when making connections to other cables and equipment. Do not use tools to tighten these connectors. Hand tighten only. Make sure that the IGU cables never exceed 100 feet. This includes multiple cables that are daisy-chained together. The IGU cable is identified on the View interconnect drawings by dashed and solid pink lines. Once you have identified the correct cable length from the interconnect drawing, you can attach it to the window controller. There is a line of demarcation between glazier scope and LVE scope on the interconnect drawings. Make sure you are installing cables that are included in your scope of work. The glazier's responsibility is to attach the IGU cable to the Smart Window Connector and run that cable outside of the glazing system, properly labeled and left in an accessible area for the low-voltage electrician. If you are leaving IGU cables installed at a job site but not connected, make sure to provide protection to the exposed connectors on all IGU cables. Label makers are not provided by View. Use vinyl wrap-style labels. Refer to interconnect drawing for proper labeling and instruction. The vinyl label must print black on white vinyl material. Handwritten labels are not to be used. Cable identifier should appear at each end of the cable. Refer to XG 9.2.1 for further instruction. The label identifier will be specified by the corresponding IGU and window controller identified in the View interconnect drawings named loading schedule and elevation drawings. Glaziers are required to test all IGUs using the handheld test tool provided by View. After testing an IGU, the glazier will apply the green Tested label provided by View. Low-voltage electricians are also required to test all IGU cables that are included in their scope of work. After testing an IGU, apply the green Tested label provided by View. There will be times when the LVE is not required to install an IGU cable. The LVE will simply attach the View window controller to the IGU cable installed by the glazier. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low-voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 9. Drop Cable. The drop cable connects the window controllers to a T connector, Y connector, or DB8. The smaller connector attaches to the window controller. The larger connector attaches to the T connector, Y connector, or 8-port drop box. Each drop cable ships in its own bag and is properly labeled with the part number, cable length, and plenum/non-plenum rating. All drop cables have the same bend radius limitation. Refer to the datasheets for details. Never overbend the drop cable beyond its specified limitations. Each connector on the drop cable has a keyed connector, so they cannot be misaligned when attaching to window controllers and other View parts. These are pre-terminated cables from the View factory. Do not attempt to modify this cable in the field, and never attempt to splice the drop cable. If the cable becomes damaged, contact your View project manager to order a replacement cable. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low-voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 10. Installing window controllers. The window controller provides power and data transmission to each IGU. It provides the signal to the dynamic glass unit, allowing it to change tint states. The window controllers will ship individually or in large groups. The window controller has pre-terminated male and female keyed connectors at each end. One end is identified with a blue label, which connects to the View drop cable. The other end is identified with a brown label, which connects to the IGU cable. View ships each window controller with a sticker that indicates the exact location for installation into a project. You will find this window controller ID number in the interconnect drawings. There is a second sticker on the window controller, which is the CAN bus ID. This is used for programming and monitoring purposes only. When installing the window controllers in the field, make sure you always have access to this device in the future for serviceability. Do not hide window controllers behind walls. You will notice two lights on the window controller. The network light indicates that the window controller is properly communicating with the control panel, and the module light indicates that the window controller is properly communicating with the View glass unit. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low-voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 11. Installing power insert cables and connectors. The power insert cable is a 4-conductor 14-gauge cable that is run from the control panel to a predetermined point on the trunk line as designated by the interconnect drawings. The power insert cable is used to provide additional power to the system. This cable is provided by View, and it is shipped in 500-foot or 1,000-foot rolls. Here is the material provided by View. Locate the power insert cable inside of the interconnect drawings. Each power insert cable will be identified by a number if more than one is required. Refer to the trunk schedule on the one-line diagram to identify all power insert cables and numbering system. Installer will be running home runs from the View control panel to each power insert point. Installer is required to label each power insert home run cable. Installer terminates a field wireable connector onto the power insert cable. Installer connects the power insert cable into the power insert T. Installer attaches male power insert connector to the top of the control panel and applies appropriate label. Refer to interconnect drawings for proper labeling. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 12. Installing a Sky Sensor. The roof-mounted Sky Sensor provides external light level data and infrared temperature data to the View dynamic glass system to allow optimization of tint levels for each dynamic glass zone. Here is the material provided by View. Here's what you'll need: 1/2 inch rigid pipe, Phillips screwdriver, and optical cleaning wipe. Remember to verify Sky Sensor location on the interconnect drawings before proceeding. Next, use 1/2 inch rigid metallic tubing. Mount the mast to the top of the roof. IMT is also compatible. Ensure to deburr the top of the mast to prevent cable damage. Make a mark on the mast 1 1/4 inch from the top. Feed the Cat 5 cable down the mast into the building. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, loosen the 3 set screws at the base of the Sky Sensor. Slide the Sky Sensor base onto the mast. Ensure the bottom of the Sky Sensor base lines up with the mark made 1 1/4 inch from the top. Hand tighten the 3 set screws to the mast. Do not over-tighten. Insert the 50-foot cable until the end of the cable with the dust cap is sitting inside of the Sky Sensor base on top of the mast. Remove the dust cap. Once aligned, press the two together and hand tighten the black sleeve to the base of the Sky Sensor. The installer is responsible for running the Cat 5 cable and data drop from View control panel to a designated location near the roof for the Sky Sensor. Installer connects the View 50-foot Ethernet cable at the data drop. The entire distance of this cable run cannot exceed 328 feet. For runs longer than 50 feet, installer must use the RJ45 coupler provided by View. The coupler must be grounded. If the 50-foot Ethernet cable on the Sky Sensor can reach the control panel, connect it directly into the appropriate RJ45 port on top of the control panel. Using a standard Cat 5 tester, validate the Cat 5 cable is working. Ensure all sensors are free of dust, debris, and oils from fingers. Ensure Gore patch on the side of the sensor is not damaged, taped over, or covered by silicone. Final testing will be performed by a View field service engineer during the commissioning phase. Ensure installation complies with building ordinances. And remember the mount must be bonded to building ground. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 13. Installing a cell modem. The cell modem provides remote network connectivity to the View system. A remote connection is required as part of an overall system to allow View network operations to monitor system performance. The cellular modem assembly is intended only as a temporary remote connectivity solution. Installation of a permanent remote connection solution is recommended for best performance. Here is the material provided by View. Before you mount the cell modem enclosure, remove 4 screws to take off the cover. Let's run power to the cell modem enclosure. Mount the enclosure using 2 screws to secure the enclosure to the wall. Complete the installation by reinstalling the cover to the enclosure. Using the Cat5 patch cable, connect the cell modem to the correct Ethernet port on the top of the View control panel. Do not power up the cell modem. The View FSC will apply power upon site arrival. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 15, Building Patterns. This video will teach you how to build patterns that you will find in the View interconnect drawings. You may find it easier and more efficient to prefab these patterns in your shop before you head to the job site. The first place you will find a pattern callout is on the one-line diagram. You will find hexagons on this drawing with a number inside. These numbers represent pattern numbers that can be found on the pattern sheets. You will also notice the quantity of window controllers noted below the hexagon symbols. This drawing shows you how to build a pattern and includes a table with all the parts you will need to build the pattern. Let's start at the top left-hand side of the page. The first part you see is a T-connector, LC1. This connects to the first trunk segment. Next, attach a drop cable to the bottom of the T-connector. Then, attach a window controller to the drop cable. Next, you need to add another trunk segment, and you need to add another T-connector, drop cable, and window controller. Now install another trunk segment and a power insert T. Next, install another trunk segment and 3 T-connectors with drop cables and window controllers. At the end of the last T-connector, you need to install a trunk terminator. You can always reference the table below for the correct part numbers and descriptions for each cable and connector. On this page, you will see an actual pattern from a project using an 8-port Dropbox and also showing window controller identification numbers. Also, you will see how to concatenate IGU cables together. At the bottom is the pattern number, pattern CC, and thus 1, which tells you how many times you will be building this pattern for this project. On this page, you can see an actual pattern from a project using 6 8-port Dropboxes, power insert connectors, T-connectors, and a terminator. On this page, you can see 3 different patterns using a Skylight project, including the View control panel configuration. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 16. Backboards Made Easy. We are going to show you Backboards Made Easy. Here is a sample of materials needed to build a backboard. You will need to purchase and fabricate sheet metal and plywood backboards as needed. Some jobs will require the plywood to be fire rated. Identify the correct window controllers and parts from the View Interconnect drawing. First, connect the T-connectors to each other. Next, install drop cables to the T-connectors, and then attach the T-connectors to the backboard. Attach window controllers to the drop cables, and then attach to the backboard. Dress up cables using Velcro for clean cable management. Here is a look at the finished product. Some projects will require sheet metal instead of plywood. Use the following segment as a guideline for the sheet metal requirements. All sheet metal products provided by installer. Attach DB8 to backboard. Attach window controllers to backboard. Install drop cables to window controllers and the DB8. Use Velcro for clean cable management. Your backboard is now ready to be installed. Refer to View datasheets for all bend radius specifications. Do not overbend or abuse cables. Here is a look at the finished product. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View Interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 17. Prefabrication Made Easy. Sometimes it will be more efficient to prefabricate the View control products in your shop. This video will demonstrate best-known methods for doing prefab work. After you have completed and reconciled all the View components, you will need to organize all the parts based on pattern numbers, which you will find in the View Interconnect drawings. You can find patterns in the XG 4.01 section. Detail number 2 says Interconnect Pattern, thus 1. Thus 1 means you are going to build a quantity of one of this pattern. You will find a table that includes the View part number, description, and quantities. Let's go find the parts needed to build this pattern. Go to the View inventory and find the correct part numbers and quantities for every item in the table. Grab the backboard that you will be using to build these patterns. In this pattern, you need 2 T-connectors, a trunk cable, 1 DB8, and 10 drop cables. Refer to XG 3.1.1, Detail 2 to find the correct window controller numbers that go into this pattern. You will also find pattern locations on the floor plan layout. You will find numbers inside of hexagon symbols that indicate locations of various patterns throughout a project. The next step is to attach this pattern to your backboard. After you have all the parts mounted to your backboard, you should label the backboard to identify its proper location when it gets to the job site. For example, you can label these backboards with a floor number, pattern numbers, window controller numbers, and the facade location. You can also follow the same process for building patterns on sheet metal backboards. After you have completed building this pattern, make sure you prepare it for proper storage and transportation. Bubble wrap is highly recommended. After you have completed building all the patterns for your project, keep everything in a dry, safe, and secure storage location prior to installation at the job site. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View Interconnect drawings, installation guides, and datasheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 18. Best Known Methods. The following video illustrates the best-known methods for installing the View system and controls. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and data sheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager. Chapter 19. As-built drawings. As-built drawings are the original design revised to reflect any changes made in the field. For example, design changes issued by change orders, component relocations required for coordination, and rerouting of distribution systems. It is imperative to keep track of all changes in the field. All changes in the field must be recorded in writing. Make sure you use red pen. Return red line drawings to View Project Manager at the end of the job. The record drawings for each project will be provided by View based on the as-built drawings received from the installer. View shall provide a complete O&M package including the record drawing at the completion of each project. Thank you for watching View's low voltage training video. Be sure to always reference the most current View interconnect drawings, installation guides, and data sheets. For questions or additional information, email lowvoltagetraining@view.com or contact your View project manager.